Hello, my name is Astra, and I know up till now I've been using the name Juliet, but that's actually my second name, and people tend to call me Astra rather than Juliet. So I thought today I would show you some intervals on the piano. And intervals mean that you play two notes and it's the distance between those two notes. For example, if I sing la la, it's a third. La, 1, 2, 3. Or this one, la la is a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I thought that I would use a particular composer's works to show you how he uses intervals. I'm talking about Chopin, how he uses intervals almost constantly, well, not all the time, but in many of his pieces, so that it sounds so beautiful. And the interval I'm speaking about is a sixth. La, 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 la. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah. And to remember that, if you want to sing it, you remember the tune, My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean, if you happen to know that. I don't think younger people will know that. My Bonnie lies over the ocean, my Bonnie. That's an exact sixth. All right, so now I'm going to go to the piano and show you what I mean. Okay, so we spoke about intervals just now. So I'm going to play you some intervals on the piano, just so that you can hear what they sound like. Remember, an interval is the distance between two notes. But I will zoom in just now. I will first just play an interval. That happens to be a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is a third. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to just zoom in so that you can see exactly what I'm playing. Okay, I'm going to play some intervals just so that you can see what it looks like on the piano. I'll take a C. Let me show you this. Okay, and if I go up to G, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you play on the black notes, you get the same thing. Say you play on an A, but that's a bit too low. Say you play on a D, and you want a third. 1, 2, 3. Those two notes, they are intervals, or that's an interval of a third at least. Now, why I was talking about Chopin is because he used intervals of sixth very often. Now, if I have to play from this D, an interval of a sixth, let me make it a little bit lower, from, let's say, the C, and an interval of a sixth would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Chopin uses that all the time in his music. I beg your pardon, not all the time, in many of his pieces. He wrote many pieces where he didn't actually use it. Right, now, before we carry on with Chopin, I want to show you this wonderfully big book of Chopin. You may not be able to see the size, but this is a normal A4 page. This is normal A4, and if you compare it, it only goes up to there roundabout. This is an absolutely huge book, and it's really weathered, as you can see. It's really weathered, but it is so lovely. You can see sellotape, and even the last page. Well, all the pages are actually coming off already. But it contains real gems of Chopin. All right, so I'm just going to put this aside for a moment, and I'm going to show you how Chopin uses sixths in his works. Now, we will start with something very easy. And I haven't practiced anything, so I'm going to be sight reading. But I'm actually just doing this to demonstrate to you. For next time I'll practice some pieces to play, but then I can't stop and demonstrate. Right, so the first piece is a nice beginner's piece for Chopin players, and it's the Prelude in A major. And I'm only going to play the first few bars because I want to show you how he uses that sixth to make his music so haunting. Sometimes, for those of you who know about it, he uses a major sixth, sometimes a minor sixth. A minor sixth, or rather let me say a major sixth, sounds like this. And a minor sixth, which he often uses as well, slightly sadder, they usually say. But it depends on who you are, whether you find this sad or whether you find this sad. Alright, now we are going to listen, or I'm going to play the first few bars of the Prelude in A major, and I'm going to point out the sixth that he uses. Alright, Prelude in A major, and I'll play a little bit and then I'll show you how he uses, or how he used those sixths, which is such a major characteristic of his music. Now we start with this, and that is a sixth. So the whole piece starts with a sixth. And then we carry on. That's also a sixth, happens to be a minor sixth. And then the next note is, that's also a sixth. That's also a sixth. And that's also a sixth. And then we have a sixth again. Right, and then it's just repeated. Alright, so that is the Prelude in A major, and you can see how he uses his sixth there.